everybody, we're going to talk about the Thundermans Undercover today. Now, this is a little bit late because last week I wasn't feeling the greatest last week when I recorded my Wizards Beyond Waverly Place review and spoiler review as well. I'm okay and everything, just, stomach stuff, nothing too serious, but yeah, I've just been having a lot of, stuff going on with me with my anxiety has been a lot lately, as you guys know. It's been really busy recently, leading up to Christmas and birthday for me, so I'll be probably busy with that, but I'm trying to pump these videos out the best I can, because I will be busy during that time, as well, so it's always, the Christmas rush, isn't it? So that's fun as well, so, we'll talk about it here, but, I was going to say that, when I did my edit for this, review, I was like, oh my god, there's literally nothing to talk about, so I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should do it, but after seeing you guys like it, I'm like, I might as well, but I might not do a spoiler review, only because there's nothing spoilerish going on. You might feel different, but I don't think I have time because I have to do other videos as well. And I'm so behind. Still got to do my Alice in Wonderland reaction. That might come out next year. We'll see how I go. But the stuff coming out, it's just, I can't do every single video I get my, hands on. So I do apologize in advance as well. So back to this. So we're going to talk about the Thundermans Undercover. Now, this show, how do I say this politely? It's totally a mess. It's like all over the place. It's like, what's going on here? So, but still, it's a good show. But, I mean, it has its off and on moments. Let's just say that. It has its off and on moments to a degree as well in the show. But it's just a total mess. It's, we'll discuss the scheduling a little bit later on in this video as well, because the scheduling of these episodes are insane. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But this show, speaking of the Thundermans show that came out, I can't remember what year it came out, like 2000 and something, way before this. I was saying to myself, because I was saying to myself, like, there's a lot of nostalgia there, because a lot of people might have grown up with the show. Kind of like Wizards Beyond Waverly Place as well. There's a lot of nostalgia key moments. I think Disney hit the ball rolling on that. This, not so much. I mean, we'll talk about it here, but it's just a complete mess overall. And when you think about the Thundermans, there's no, nostalgic moments. Like, you don't see hardly of the characters, like the main characters, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So it's just a mess. It's a complete mess overall, this show. It just leads to nowhere, to be honest with you. It just leads to nowhere. So I don't know why they decided to do the show, to be honest with you. If it was up to me personally, I would have continued on from the original series and just make like a season 6 or a season 5, depending on what seasons they're up to. I would just continue from there instead of making a whole new show with whole new characters, because unfortunately the characters here don't hit hard as in the original series, because the original series was about superheroes and a superhero family. Has none of those vibes here, unfortunately. So this also reminds me a bit of, the spin-off shows that Disney did back in the day when it came to Liv and Maddie, and Bugged. That was a spin-off show from Jessie. But I'm like, why make a spin-off show of Jessie? Can't you just continue the story from there? But I wish they would have continued the story here, because they do have stuff here, I will say. But it's just, I just don't know why it has to be focused on, newer characters that we're never going to see again. And, the other characters aren't the greatest. As well, like I said, we'll talk about it later on, but, so I was, when that came out, I was like, why make a spin-off of Buck? It was all about Emma and the kids, as well. I'm like, it was just so weird. It was like, because Emma turned out to be like Jessie a little bit with her personality going forward. I'm like, that is so weird. And then they decided to leave the show, and then they decided to add new characters that we see from the first season. I'm like, this is so weird. And then Lou became the new Jessie of it all, and then they continued that. I watched it because, I was interested. The writing does get better. I think it's the same writers that did Got Charlie, and that was hilarious. I was laughing. Oh my god, this is amazing. But I sort of dropped off after the finale season because they kept getting newer characters and other characters in return. I'm like, what the heck is this? I think they just finished it. I think it just wrapped up not recently, like a while ago now, and I didn't watch the last season because I was like, who cares about that? So yeah, so I stopped watching. As for Liv and Maddie, that was a California thing, but I didn't like how their house got destroyed because that was the whole story of that. I didn't like how their house got destroyed and they moved to California. And same thing, they had a new character because the actor who played the dad couldn't come back for some reason. And obviously, you have stories for that, but they wanted to add another character. So I'm like, this is so confusing. So those spin-offs, even though it's the same season, those spin-offs don't really work because you have the same characters that, you go through all the seasons with, but you decide to put new characters in and it's like so completely out of the ordinary. So like, what's going on here? But yeah. But besides that, yeah, I think they should have continued on, to be honest with you. But those are just examples because I was like, why do it in a whole new town? Hannah Montana Forever. I will say this. Hannah Montana Forever did a really good season 4. Oh my god, I love season 4 of Hannah Montana. Such a really good show. Even though they were at a new location, they had the same old characters, some recurring characters came back, obviously. So that kind of worked a little more than, going to a new suburb or place and obviously getting new characters in and stuff like that, introducing it to the audience. Because the audience does not know these new characters. So you have to do a whole backstory of how they got here, when, who, where, why, how, why on earth are they here. So it's just really confusing. I think the show really messed up on that as well. I was actually not excited. Like, I'm not a huge Thundermans fan. I'm more of a Henry Danger person, okay? Like I said, my Henry Danger reaction to the movie as well. I was very impressed how Danger Force, because that's a spin-off show from Henry Danger, actually, that did extremely well. I was very impressed. Had the same writers, the same comedic moments. Oh, I thought it was fantastic. I think they should have taken notes. Let's watch Danger Force because that was a really good show with new characters. You got to see their families a little bit. How they got powers. Obviously, that's a continuation from Henry Danger. So I would have loved that more than just jumping into a new suburb with new characters and recurring characters as well. So I think that would have worked out a little bit better for the show, to be honest with you, because the show was just, it's a wreck. It's a mess. But like I said, there are good moments, but they don't really hit, as well. So which we'll discuss as well. But yeah, I'll say, like, when they did Danger Force, I thought it was going to be the exact same thing. Like, the Thundermans Undercover is going to be the same like that. It's not. So I think they really lost the ball on that one as well. They should have done their research on Danger Force. So let's watch Danger Force, because Danger Force is another superhero show, which it did extremely well. I really enjoyed it. Oh, I loved it so much. It was like twisted turns. Like, oh, yeah, none of that here. Absolutely none of that here, which was unfortunate as well. So let's talk about the scheduling. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. So yeah, so all of the episodes are on Prime Video. I was looking it up the other day. They have part 1 and part 2 on Prime Video now. And let me just say this. I don't know what it is about Paramount or Nickelodeon, but they take so long to get these episodes released because it's on Nickelodeon, right? I don't even know if people watch Nickelodeon or Disney Channel anymore. But yeah, one of you guys said that you don't have Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, which is interesting to me. But yeah, but someone's obviously got it. I don't know, because they're still promoting this thing. Although Nickelodeon is a brand, also Disney Channel is a brand, and these shows spin out of Disney Channel and Nickelodeon. So that's fair as well. It's branding. So yeah, so these episodes took forever to get onto Prime Video. Like, such a long time. Like, their scheduling is crazy. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, what? I had to find these online, and let me tell you, it was really hard to watch these online because there'll be like ads and stuff. I was trying to find the server that I used to watch on it. Couldn't find it. Finally found it as well. It was just really hard to access these episodes online, to be honest with you, because there's lots of like ads and stuff. I was trying to edit my Wizards Beyond Wayward Plays, and no joke, ad. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't like screen cap these screenshots or these, scenes if I can't get access to them, which is crazy. So yeah, so the scheduling is crazy. So the episodes, I thought they finally wrapped up, but then that's a Christmas episode. I'm like, I don't care if there's a Christmas episode. I'm doing this review no matter what. So, so their scheduling of episodes is really bad. Like, usually, like, with Disney with what they're doing. They should take notes from Disney actually. With what they're doing with Disney is they did Disney Channel first with Wizards Be Away Replace Season 2, and then to put the whole season on Disney Plus. All of it at once. Dropped out once. Fantastic format. Here, they only do like sprinkles, like they put this episode and that episode and then they go wait. It's kind of like Loud House because they basically put new Loud House episodes on. But I didn't know they were still continuing that. So they're scheduling. They have to figure out the scheduling. It's crazy. As well. So the episodes are up on Prime Video. All of them, including part 1 and part 2 of the unmasking as well, which we find out who the villain was. No spoilers, but you know. Yeah, it was just really frustrating for me to watch as well. And there was this one episode where I was trying to watch and then it finally hit Prime Video. Like, why isn't this online? It was just so confusing. Like, the scheduling of these episodes are insane. Like, they're not entirely in order, too. Like, they are kind of order, but not really. Like, this is one episode that I was trying to watch, and it was like the same repeat episode. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, it's ridiculous. So, yeah. So, I finally watched that episode on there as well, but it took a bit, you know. So, they really got to figure out the scheduling. Like, just drop them all at once. I mean, I do think they shoot them one by one, like a month or so. I'm not sure how the scheduling of shooting works, but... You know, shooting usually takes about, if it's like a show or live action movie, probably about a month. Animation takes years to do. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why, because sometimes they'll premiere Nickelodeon episodes like, oh, this is still going on? Oh, okay. And they would just say September something. And then in the US, and then for some strange reason, it doesn't come to us. Like, it does eventually come on Prime Video, but it takes so long. So they have to figure out the schedule. It's crazy. Also, too, they also added another bunch of episodes. And what was really weird to me, this was really weird. They did this online, too. I'm not sure how I feel about this. What's the weirdest to me is when it's season 1, right? Because all of this is part of season 1. And it was weird to me that they put season 2. I'm like, hang on a sec. That's part of season 1. So why will you put that category into season 1? Instead of, like, you know, making a whole fit about it as well. It was just so weird. Like, why is this part of season 2? This should be attached to season 1. Like, what? So I really think they should move that to season 1 because I haven't even started season 2 yet. I'm like, what is going on? Unless if it was like a part 1 and part 2 situation, because they usually do that shows. You got like 3 episodes, but just a whole in one season, or then they do a part 1 season 1 and then part 2 season 2. So I get that, but it was just so weird. I'm like, why is this part of season 2? This is exactly from season 1, so why put that in season 1? It was just so weird. Like, I don't know what's going on over there. Like, they have to figure out the scheduling. It's crazy. This reminds me of the Alvin Chipmunks episodes, because with the scheduling, it's also crazy. Like, you know, we would get new episodes that would just be on repeats on Nickelodeon a lot as well. It was really crazy. Like, these new episodes have to come out. And luckily they have Netflix, and now you can just watch them on streaming. So if I were you, I would wait until Prime Video. I know it might take a lot. That I couldn't wait because I really wanted to review this while I had time. So I was kind of rushing to do this as well. But if you want my advice, wait for Prime Video. It might take forever, but it will be worth it because you won't be looking up for episodes online and, you know, getting frustrated. Like, wait, what? What's going on? So it was really frustrating for me. But if you want my advice, wait for all of them on Prime Video. Like I said, the scheduling is crazy. They got to do something about that as well. So yeah, that was a lot for me. I was like stressed out. I just want to watch an episode. Like, how hard is it to find an episode online of the Thundermans Undercover? Like, it was crazy. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, so also, I didn't say this in my reaction, I don't think. I think I forgot to mention it. Their superhero suits here. Oh my god, they are so good. Oh my god, I love the updated new superhero suits, by the way. They look really good. They're better than the other ones because I felt like the other ones were like more like leotards and very like 60s, you know, coded superheroes back in the day. They were fun and all, but I think this is a step up, and I really liked how, you know, it's kind of like their suits are made out of more like, you know, impactful. Like if they got shot by a bullet or something, it would be more impactful. But with a leotard, you couldn't do that. So I'm glad that they changed the superhero suits. And I think one of them, like, I know Phoebe had shorts and then a skirt, and then the boys had like this kind of like superhero underwear. I was gonna say diaper, but that's inappropriate. underwear on the outside, kind of like what Superman does, basically. So I think they really amped out the suits, and I really love them, and they look so good on them as well. Also, what was interesting for me is when they transform. This is interesting. When they transform, it's kind of like a button. I don't know how they transform in their original suits in the original show, but they just, push the button, and obviously, they just transform. They do superhero suits. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. That reminds me a bit of Henry Danger. A little bit different from Henry Danger, obviously, because they blow the gun, then they transform into superhero suits. And I'm like, I think that's really cool. So obviously they've got like some kind of like watch on them, or some kind of like tap thing that they can just transform into superhero suits. So I think that's really cool as well. Really cool stuff here as well with the superhero suits. Loved it. Okay, so usually for this I will go talk about the actress or actor one by one. But with this show, it's exactly the same. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to talk about them separately, but like together, basically, if you get what I mean. So yeah, because obviously these characters are exactly the same. So there's not a lot to talk about. So instead of just, doing separate characters and separate for the actors and actresses, I'm going to do it all together. So I think it just makes it more easier for me too. Okay, so let's start with Kira what's her name? Kira Kosari. So yeah, so she was in the original series. She reminds me a lot. Phoebe, her character, by the way, we'll talk about Phoebe in a minute. Phoebe, her character, reminds me a lot of Good Luck Charlie Teddy, played by Bridget Mendler, of course, in that show. And obviously, Teddy, from Good Luck Charlie, she thinks her family is crazy, as well. But also Phoebe can relate to her family being superheroes as well. So it's a secret, they don't know that they're superheroes. So I think that's interesting. Interesting parallels. I was gonna say, thank God they did not make Phoebe annoying. As well. I mean, in season 1, I think in season 1 and 2, she was a bit annoying, but later on, she improved as a character. And both Jack Griffo and Kira Cosner are executive producers on this, like David Henry and Selena Gomez are on Wizard Beyond Way replaced. So they have kind of like the power to change stuff up. So I think that's really good. She's really good. Not as annoying, but I'm glad that she worked on a character a little bit. I'm like, if Phoebe is being annoying, I hate annoying characters, to be honest with you. So I think she did a really good job. Not my favorite character, but she did a really good job, and I was very impressed by her role as well. Now, Phoebe is exactly the same person, exactly the same character from the original Thundermans, so there's nothing new there. Although she gets some very comedic moments, which I appreciate, because she didn't have that in the original show, I believe, and it was very fun to see her in a new, nuanced, different way. It might not be nuanced as we liked, but I think there's 2 scenes in particular that she was very comedic, and she did phenomenally a good job. So kudos to her on that. So yeah, so there's not a lot to talk about with these characters as we're going to go through, but I'm trying my best here, guys. So yeah, so she's still the same, but I think they've added a different level, which I kind of like as well. Okay, let's talk about Jack Griffo. So, interesting enough, I was looking him up because I was trying to find photos of these actors as well. It was very hard, very hard. But, I was looking him up, and his net worth is probably like, is it 3 million? I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. And he was talking about, like, ever since he was a kid, he's been doing acting and stuff, and this was his breakout role. Is it though? I mean, congratulations for him, but I don't think it's a breakout role, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Like I said, when you think of Disney Channel stars like Lindsay Lohan, Raven-Symoné, Selena Gomez, all those, they're stars. But when it comes to Nickelodeon stars, it's not as much. The only one who broke through was Ariana Grande, for sure. And she's doing amazing well. She's changing the industry. She's changing the industry, I believe, saying that boundary between you could also be a singer, but you're going to be an actress. And I think that's a really cool boundary to set as well for other singers and actresses too. So I think that's really phenomenal for her to do as well. But yeah, she's the only one that, had a career. I know it sounds bad, but all of these actors are going to go through. I hope they get something out of this, but I highly doubt it. Let's see. Back to Jack Griffo, Max, still the same character, like Phoebe as well, hasn't changed. I also like still that they kept the aspect of him, doing, inventing stuff, because Max did that in the original series. And what was interesting for me is that this is the first time we're seeing Max as a hero, because in the original series he wanted to be a villain, like he was always a bad guy until it came up to the end of the season 4, I believe, and he became good, along with his family. So I think that's really interesting to see him in a different light. I think he has more to do than Phoebe, to be honest with you, because of his arc. His character arc is amazing in the original show. Like, he was a villain and he wanted to be a hero. So I think that's a really good transformation for him as well. And I liked how, because in the original show he was a villain, right? Or wanted to be a villain, because all his family are superheroes. Like, why does this person want to be a villain if his families are superheroes? So I thought that was very interesting, parallel as well. And I like how he did, like, still today, even though he might not be a villain anymore, still today, he likes to invent things. And, he's very inventive and very smart. And I think I like that as well. There's a couple of inventions he makes as well. I thought that was very interesting as well. So he did a really good job as well. Now, I will say this. He is opposite two females. As well, Phoebe and Chloe, as well. But the only problem is he is the only male main character in the show, and I wish that Nickelodeon was right. Let's get another male character to counteract Max, because Max is the only male character. Sure, there's cameos and stuff like that, but there's no main character. The only male character is a kid, and I wish they would see, this is what the problem with the show was. With the Thundermans, it was different, okay? The original show, okay? So, you have two females, okay? They've got one male character in the show, and that puts him at odds, because he's with two female characters all the time. So, I wish that they made another male character as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be his sibling. It could be just a friend, like a male friend. That'd be nice. But I think the problem is that how is this going to appeal to audiences if there's no male characters to relate to? Like, I'm a girl, it's easier for me because I can relate to female characters and male characters. But for someone if you're a male person, you want to see male superheroes. And unfortunately, that show doesn't have that because it's just female superheroes. So I do kind of worry about that as well. Also, I was going to say that, sure, siblings do tease a lot, but I think Nickelodeon and Power have a real problem when it comes to, we talked about this in my Alvin Chipmunks video, actually. We talked about how female characters shouldn't pin especially a male character down. They're doing that recently. Like, I don't know why that is. We get feminism and also male energy as well, so I think it's a bit weird. And I say that because Alvin and Chipmunks is still detrimental today and is still trying to recover from that. And I'm seeing the Marcast, I'm like, why? I personally think the 2015 show ruined it for them, to be honest with you, as characters, because they haven't exactly recovered from that. Like I said, they're still detrimental today, which is unfortunate because I love the Chipmunks. But what I'm trying to say is that they shouldn't pin a male character down against females, and that's a really bad look. I mean, they could be siblings. That's kind of I didn't like that in the original show where Phoebe was like that to him as well. I don't like it here as well. Chloe and Phoebe, pinning him against him. I have a real problem with that. So I think Nickelodeon and Paramount need to have a talk about what they can do about that. Because it's just think about the Alvin Chipmunks show, and this is very unfortunate. So, I just want to bring it up because I think it's just, really, really bad as well. But besides, all of that, so I will say this. Jack Griffo and Kira Costner really bounce off each other really well, and it's exactly like the original show because they play twins, they have the same powers, and everything else, and they really bounce off each other really well. So I will say kudos to that for them not changing up their characters a little bit, which is, although it isn't exactly the same. It's kind of like with Alex and Justin, because I was worried, oh no, don't mess up Alex and Justin, but they didn't. Like, they still fight, you can see the little, because they're siblings, obviously, because they still fight and stuff, but they love each other still, so I think it's nice to have that recurring theme with them as well. There's one episode where they work together, and it's really nice to see the differences between them, but also work together as well, so I think it's really cool for the for the actors to bounce. They're really good at bouncing off each other. They're really good at bouncing off one another, and I think that's as Phoebe and Max. They're really good at doing that, and it's exactly the same from the original because they bounce off each other as well. They bounce off each other really well, so I will say kudos for them for pulling that off as well when coming back to these characters. So yeah, so also on the show, not only that, but they're now looking after their little sister Chloe as well on the show. As well, you know, they pretended, they're sort of like, I can't relate to this because I'm the eldest and my brother's the youngest. But if you've got an older sibling, do they look after you? We see them kind of, you know, it's interesting dynamic. I will say that it's an interesting dynamic because, you know, they try to be cool, but they're not. And it's like, oh my God, you know, Chloe's like, you're so embarrassing. So, yes, there's a learning curve for them as well. You know, looking after Chloe and stuff like that because they are her older siblings and that's responsible for her too because they have to take care of her as well. So not only that, like I think sometimes you see Phoebe and Max work together on that because, you know, not only they're young adults, but they also have responsibility, to look after the younger baby sister Chloe. So I think that's very interesting as well, like the dynamics between all of them, but also, you know, looking after Chloe and being responsible and, you know, stuff like that. So I think that's a really nice touch as well to the series as well. Okay, let's talk about, you know, Keelan Cunningham and Nathan Boxton. And obviously that's a great photo with Kira Costner as well. So yeah, so these two characters that these actors that these newcomers play are hilarious. Oh my God, I wish there were more on the show because they are hilarious. As supporting characters, I wouldn't expect that, but they're so funny and hilarious. Like, yes, I can relate to that because I'm such a quirky person as well. So I love them. I love them so much. They were really, really funny characters, and I really enjoyed both of their performances as well. They stole the show for me, to be honest with you. You wouldn't expect that from supporting characters. I mean, it's just a shame that they're supporting characters because you wouldn't expect that. They'll be more like main characters, to be honest with you. But they're supporting characters, so as well. But they're so funny and hilarious. I think these both actors give it their all, which is fantastic. I thought they were so funny and hilarious as well. Also, I gotta say that the names are also not hilarious, but like Jinx and Kombucha, I believe. Isn't kombucha like a kind of drink? I'm like, you just named your daughter after a drink. Like, what? Like, and also, is it like Jinx, like, oh, you know, you get jinxed or something. Now, I thought their names were, like, really, really not hilarious, really, really bad for these characters. I mean, kombucha's one thing. I mean, kombucha's a kind of a drink, as well. Is it? Yeah, it is. I'm like, oh, okay, so your name is kombucha, so obviously your name's after a drink, as well. So I thought that was interesting. Choice there. I don't know how I feel about that personally, but it's the character's name, so I won't delve into it too much. I thought it was just funny, you know, kind of, sort of in that way as well. Okay, so Keelan Cunningham was fantastic. Oh my God, she is so good here. She reminds me a bit of, you know, there's a character from Ant Farm, I believe, and, you know, who plays Olive, and her name is Sierra McCormick. And when she played Olive, now I was around when I watched Ant Farm, okay? I wasn't around. That was when I was a bit older. When I think Ant Farm came out when I was a little bit older, so I didn't really watch it. I didn't really care for it that much, but maybe you've seen it. But her performance in that show, her performance in that show when she played the character Olive in that show is exactly the same energy she's giving here. With Kombucha, and you obviously see, you know, she's very, I would say psycho. I mean, sometimes she gives like a very psychotic look a little bit, but I think that's just the character, obviously. And the expressions of her are so amazing. Like, she did a really good job. Like, her expressions are so amazing. There's like other expressions as well. Like, she's very smiley dialy, that kind of character. You know, I really loved her performance. I loved all like the boho, you know, stuff that she's wearing. Like, oh yeah, I could totally, right? Because I'm a boho girl, so I could really relate to, you know, her character so much. So I think she did a really good job. I hope she gets something out of this as well, because, you know, she did a really good job as a supporting character. Even though her role as a supporting character, I think she did a really good job as well. Like, really, really good. Also, later on in the show, I noticed that this kid got a little bit of a tan. Is that a tan I see? because she's very pale, obviously. I'm pale too, but she's obviously very pale, and I'm like, and there's a later episode where she's got a little bit of a tan on her. I'm like, did that kid get a tan? I hope she wore sunscreen on set because, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if it's the lighting technically. I'm not sure if she got a tan as well. I'm not sure if this is like on the soundstage or they were somewhere. But she's got a little bit of tan on her. So maybe she got a little bit tan, or maybe it's just the lighting of the camera, maybe. I'm not sure. But she looks a little bit darker there. So maybe she did get a tan as well. Maybe she accidentally got burnt and we don't even know about it. So, but I thought that was interesting. So, yeah. So, like, oh, yeah, she's a little bit tan now. I wonder if she got a tan. But I don't know. I could be wrong. But that's just what I think anyway. But yeah, I really enjoyed her performance. I hope she gets something out of this because it would be a shame if she didn't get anything out of this. Like I said, Nickelodeon stars don't get a lot. Like Ariana Grande is a great example, but mostly Disney Channel stars get something out of it as well. So when it comes to Miley Cyrus and other Disney Channel stars as well. So we'll see. Nathan Broxton as Jinx. Oh my god, also very hilarious. He has some very hilarious scenes as well, and both those two characters really bounce off each other really, really well. So I was very impressed. He is also hilarious as well. Loved his performance. He was really, really great. Very charismatic, very happy, smiley, diley, kind of like Kingsley Cunningham. So I think they bounced off each other really, really significantly well. Significantly well. So I think that's really, really cool to see as well. Okay, let's talk about Miley Clark as Chloe. She's fun as well. Look, to be honest with you, her character is Chloe. First of all, we'll say this: she's got a little bit. I was worried because she was going to become like a Phoebe character, but she's actually not. She's actually like a bit. She's actually a little bit of a mixture of Max and Nora together, and you can kind of see that with her personality because she's sort of like. You kind of see her being a little bit rebellious, a little. You can see her, be very sassy and feisty a bit like Nora is. So I think that's really cool. Honestly, to be honest with you, I think they should have had like a spin-off with Billy and Nora, to be honest with you, because I think people know those characters more so than Chloe. People are going to be like, who the heck is this Chloe? Like, I remember her from the Thundermans. She was a baby when she was in the original show. So I'm like, I don't know this character. I was like in the movie, who the heck is this character? Did they have another kid? Like, I can't remember her, but yeah. But that's her, all grown up kind of, ish, So yeah, so I would have liked it if they did a spin-off show of Billy and Nora. I think that would have been really cool, because they didn't see them a lot in the movie. Like, what do you mean? You got these two adult characters. They're fantastic. I wish they would have a spin-off show with them, with Phoebe and Max. That would have been a better idea. But unfortunately, the actress who played Nora wasn't available, so maybe they couldn't do that idea, just decided to put Chloe in the middle, obviously. So I feel bad for this actress, because she was just put in there, as well. So I think a Billy and Nora show would have been a lot better than this, to be honest with you. But this is what we got. We got this as a result. So yeah. So unfortunately, Chloe is very weak. She's probably like the weakest out of all these characters, to be honest with you. Like, she's not like the actress who plays her. She's not very smiley diley. Like, she's very serious, very toned, like very serious all the time. As well. And look, I can be serious too, but I could also be very happy and positive as well. So there's a balance, and every time when she's on screen, I'm like, get this kid off my screen. Like, what? Like, every time, like, if it was Phoebe and Max, love their performances, sure. But if it was Chloe by herself, sorry. I'm sorry for this actress. I don't want to say anything bad about kid actresses, but she doesn't have the guts. She's not an actress in my eyes, I don't believe. I think the other supporting characters did a way better job than she did as well. Although I will say this, even though she's a bit of a downy Debbie, as they say, there's parts of her where it's like, when it comes to Phoebe and Max, taking care of her, she does have a temper when it comes to that, kind of like what Nora does as well, a bit. But I think also with other characters in the room, she's better off with them. So there was an episode with Max and Chloe, and for the original series, obviously, when Chloe was little, she always favored Max. And people was like, well, why do you like Max? It's still the same here. Like, I get the trying to, like, Phoebe and Chloe don't have a good relationship, to be honest with you, in the show. It's okay, but it's not like Chloe and Max. I think they could when they're together, they're like golden. And I think Chloe, and I think the actress does better when there's other people on screen. If it's just by herself, then it's just no point, to be honest with you. Like, she's very downy Debbie, to be honest with you. I'm sorry to say that about kid actress. I don't always say anything harsh, but that's just how I feel personally. But yeah, she's better off with people on screen than herself, to be honest with you. And I think they've like, also too, I was gonna say, like, they've put her in a position where it's like they haven't exactly developed the character properly. I will say that. They haven't exactly developed the character. We get a little bit of hints of her sibling's personality in there, but they haven't given her own identity, which is a big problem for the show. So yeah, so even though she's on the poster, she is not a star in my eyes. Like, I don't see it. Like, I'm sorry. She's, she was really, I will say that she's really good in the movie. She's really good in the movie. But here, I don't think that she should get her own star and role in this show, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like she's kind of like the background character, to be honest with you. That's how I personally feel. She's a background character. And she does nothing, absolutely nothing. Like, they try to, like, it's different. Okay, so in the Wizards Field way it plays, like, you got Justin, Alex, and you got all these characters. To be honest with you, Janice Leanne Brown, does a better job with Billy, even though she doesn't get a lot of credit of it, and Selena Gomez is grooming her a bit with her. Janice Leanne Brown does a better job there than Miley Clark has done here, to be honest with you. And I don't think the actress that plays Billy gets a lot of credit for her role, as well. So there's a big difference. But yeah, but I feel like she's just very flatlined as well, which is a shame because, she's really good in the movie. I really liked her in the movie. She's like, I'm back, baby. And I liked how, she made a comedic joke about, it's my catchphrase always going to be baby, because she said that in the original show when she was little. I really like that. And for some reason here, she doesn't really click. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is, as well. It's just really, really off as well. So let's talk about some other, recurring Thunderman characters. So we have Rosa Blasa, Chris Tallman, Diego Velazquez. So obviously in the show, you could kind of tell they're obviously in cameos as well. And I really enjoyed their cameos. They're all together for the finale, part 1 and part 2 situation, but that's just it, that's kind of their big cameo scene all together. It was nice to see them together, actually, because they're like, oh, yay, superhero family reunited, yes. It's a shame that these actors are in, like, supporting cameos a little bit. Billy, out of all of them, I will say, is in 2 episodes, and I really enjoyed him in these 2 episodes, as well. So it was a shame that, they're not on the show a lot, because I think the show kind of needs it as well, where the show is going, obviously. Let's see, but I just think, I think the movie gave prompts, like, oh, they're finally back. Yes, they're back together as a family, and I kind of like that for the movie. But here, I don't know. Something's missing. Something's kind of the ingredients, is there's something missing here. There's something missing and lacking here as well with the show. Also, however, I do love Billy as a fast, because he's a speedster, right? So I like how Billy, has that quick, effect. Obviously, effects have come such a long way since the Thundermans, the original show, premiered, but I love the little effects. You can't really see it because it's running around, but I like the effect of that as well, him zooming around and stuff. So I think that's spot on as well. The effects are incredible, but yeah, it's just a bit off. I don't know why. I think what's missing from the show is that I really enjoyed, I will say this, I really enjoyed Barb and Hank. Oh, I love Barb. I love her power skills. She is so cool. Lightning, sure, might kill you in real life, but lightning is such a really cool effect. Like, Wonder Woman has it, The Flash has it. It's just a really cool superhero effect to have, obviously, and I think it's really cool. But I think what's missing from the show overall is the family aspect. I think we're really missing that. We're really missing the key point of the Thundermans. Like, why call it the Thundermans? There's just going to be 3 of them. Like, what's going on here? So I think they, really missed the ball rolling on that as well. And it's a shame that these actors were on standby. I feel like they were just on standby doing absolutely nothing. Like that, I would have preferred if the show was focused more on them. Maybe they would have. I know they've got like solo missions going on. Like they made them. The show made it very clear they were like on solo missions doing other superhero things, obviously. But it would have been nice if they got together, stopped this villain altogether, because they're stronger together. And I wish the show would implement that a little bit more. So that was unfortunate, but I think that's what they're missing. They're missing that. They're missing the core aspect of the show and why people love it so much as well. So yeah, it was just it's unfortunate. So those are my thoughts on the Thundermans Undercover. Like you said, like I said, not the greatest show. Will I don't know what the plan is going forward with this, but obviously if there's another season, I probably won't watch it because it's just gonna be a waste of my time, probably also. But the movie was so good. Like how get to here and how, because I love the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. It was really, really good. So how come the movie was so good but not the series? I'm very confused by that. But yeah, if you're a big Thundermans fan, go and watch it. If you're a casual fan like me, don't watch it. Don't waste your time like I did, looking up for episodes, scrolling, seeing ads pop up. It's just a waste of time. So if you want my advice, watch it if you really, really want to. Like if you're a big Thundermans fan, go and watch it. I don't think anyone's a big Thundermans fan, but go and watch it if you're curious. But if you're a casual fan like me just watching the show, then just don't watch it. It's going to be a waste of your time for sure. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys like. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to Miller's Mix video, guys.